Hi guys, Maria here. Just wanted to do a quick video about something that's not really business related, but I know a lot of you that have been watching my videos are seeing this thing behind me. I don't know if you can see it over my shoulder, this white thing. And you're probably thinking, what in the world is that? Is she locked up or something? Because all that metal over my head, it looks like I'm locked up. No, it's not that. That thing over that shoulder over that shoulder right there, that thing right there is a gift. It's a gift that's made my life easier and people around me, their lives easier. What it is actually a lift. It lifts me up because, as many of you know, I use a wheelchair due to muscular dystrophy that I've had since age 16. And I mentioned this before. I was told on my 16th birthday that I had muscular dystrophy, and it was a neurological disease that was progressive, and that one day I would use a wheelchair, and I started using a wheelchair when I was 25. That's been a long time ago. But what's happening is, and what's happened for me is that oftentimes I manifest things that I want in my life because for a number of years, probably a year and a half ago, and prior to that, because I only got this machine about a year and a half ago, prior to that, I had, I don't want to shock you and make you feel sorry for me because that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that sometimes you have to go beyond your circumstances and manifest what you need and what you want, and also you have to work within what what your circumstances are for that time. So for many years prior to getting this equipment donated to me, I actually I don't even want to say this, but I will. I actually slept in my wheelchair for 3 years because I'm in a wheelchair now, but I have another wheelchair too that I used for many years, but it's kind of older and it's bigger and it's just really comfortable though. So it lays you back and you can just lay there. You sit in it and then it lays back. So I actually slept in a wheelchair for 3 years. And the reasons are complicated, but some of them are that I had broken both my legs and it was so cumbersome to get in bed with one of those machines that lifts a patient up, like myself, picks you up, and then moves you to the bed. And it was so difficult because of my sensitivity that it was much easier just to stay in the chair. Plus, my bed was not the most comfortable. I had broken actually two incidents. I had broken a femur some years back and spent about almost 2 months in bed, and then my recent break was both. Well, that's not my reason, but both my legs below the knee, two breaks in each leg directly below the knee where those little bones are. And so that was, I mean, I spent 3 months in bed, laying right on my butt for 3 months. So my bed was shot, my cushion was shot, yet it was a full size medical bed that sat you up and down. And I needed to get one. So it took a while to get a bed that I needed because insurance doesn't pay. I had to buy the bed and it took a long time. But once I didn't know how I would get in bed because I hadn't used one of those external machines that you kind of push and someone helps you. And actually, the person that helps me in the evening is my mother, and she's older. And it was so difficult that I'd rather just sleep in my chair. And that's what I did. And then one day, this is how I manifest. And one day I'll tell you more. But one day I woke up and I said, you know what? I need one of those the over the bed type of machines. It might be easier for everyone. And this is the machine that I actually saw in my head, the one that's over my shoulder here. Yet, when I started researching, I went online and I saw that you can have it drop shipped to you from Las Vegas and all these things, but it was real costly. I had no idea. And because I do manifest, I said, I will have it. I woke up and I said, I'm going to find this machine. I'm going to get it in my home. I actually went on a doctor's appointment innocently and I mentioned this to my doctor. I said, you know what? He did not know that I slept in a chair for 3 years. He was horrified. He said, why would you do that? I said, you know what? Unless you're going to come and help me in bed, it's impossible. People with disabilities don't get above and beyond services like most people think. We have to pay out of our pocket. That's why I'm trying to build my business, because I need care and I need someone to hire to stay with me all the time to help me. But anyway, um, that's another story for another day. But for this, what happened, I mentioned it to my doctor and he looked at me and he said, "You need one of those lifts to get in bed? That's what's holding you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh my God. Well, I know of an organization, you guys, you're not going to believe it. I manifested this because I talk and I tell people what I need." He said, "There's an organization that actually donates this piece of equipment to a patient or to someone who needs it in their home, and they'll bring it, they'll install it, and it's yours until you don't need it anymore." Oh my God. As soon as he told me that, as soon as I rolled on home, I called and I went online and I talked to this beautiful lady who said, "Yes, we'll get you the machine. When do you need it?" I told her my story. She came out the very next day. She did all the paperwork, which was not too much. I mean, my doctor was referring me, so she knew. Unbelievable. And she brought me this machine. And the beauty of it is that this machine helps me get in bed, excuse me, helps me get in bed. And when she showed up, I actually told her, "You know what? I really have to say this." And you guys didn't know this, but I'll tell you now. I told her, "There's another person that needs this machine, and it's my sister." Because she and I share, well, we don't share it. We each have our own. We each have muscular dystrophy, and she also uses a wheelchair, requires assistance, and she was have a difficult time getting in bed also. So the woman that came to my home and did all the paperwork and said, "I will go and meet with your sister. Does she live far?" I said, "No." So I called her right away, and the lady went and met with my sister. And the within 2 days, the gentleman they came out and installed this piece of equipment, and they went right over to my sister's house and installed it for her too. Now she has one, and I have one. But can you imagine that? I woke up. I said, "No more, no more sleeping in the wheelchair." But I do need the special equipment. But the cost was just outrageous, and the availability and installation was just not impossible, but it was very difficult. But just opening my mouth and talking got the machine that I needed, and then I shared it with my mother. My sister, who my mother now is happier that this machine is so much easier to get us moving around, and I was able to share it with someone else that needed this equipment too. So you see how sometimes what you think about, what you need, you have to just go out there and talk to people and actually believe deep down that no matter what, you can get what you need to make your life better. And in my case, it was this great machine over here. It has to actually, there's a harness. I don't just get picked up like with those metal things and then you push this little button in. It's just great. It's made my life so much better. Quality of life. That's what we all strive for, and that's all what we all want. But sometimes, it just depends on how we think that we can get this, how we think we can get what we need. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. And now you know why that piece of equipment sometimes is there, because it moves all around. Um, so that's all I wanted to say today. Share that a little bit about me and some of my blessings, which was this great machine. I am so happy. But anyway, thanks, and you guys have a great, great day. Bye. Take care.